Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So, Luke Zilla, your questions are, so your first one, what are your opinion on Vaxosaurians from the TV show Big Ten? If you don't know what they are, pretty much they're humanoid dinosaurs that live on the planet Terra Dino. I've heard the show Big Ten, or Ben 10, excuse me, Ben 10, but I haven't watched it, so... Like, I've seen images of this show, especially some of the creatures that are on the show, but I probably would say is that I don't know much about the show, and so I mean, at least you did send me a question about this, but I mean, I've seen images of them, and I think they look cool, and so that's all I gotta say about that. Then your second question: what would happen if Livyatan wasn't extinct? Well, if Livyatan wasn't extinct, because remember, just to get a heads up here, is that Livyatan is a prehistoric whale, big prehistoric whale that's related to sperm whales. It was one of the largest predatory whales to ever existed, and it competed against Megalodon for some of the same food sources, but they mostly avoided each other and all that. But anyway, if Livyatan didn't go extinct, you would probably not have that many whales in today's ecosystem. And so, because remember, orcas, even though orcas are the most intelligent porpoises, because they are porpoises, and because they're related to dolphins, since that orcas probably would have a much harder time against Livyatan, even though that they probably would try to drive off a Livyatan, no matter what they can do, or whatever that means that they need necessary to do. But in terms of that, I would probably say that Livyatan probably would have a much harder time in this time of age, in this kind of time, because like the food sources are a tad bit smaller. And so it would have a much harder time to actually go up against, try to feed on anything in today's oceans. The largest things that they could probably eat is giant squid. That's probably all they're going to eat. And you can't actually have that. You can't have one Livyatan just basically just trying to feed off a giant squid and all that. But that's all they probably would eat. But if Livyatan was around, I think the whale populations would be a little bit smaller, but it would actually be more likely trying to eat giant squid more than anything else. Could he eat some of the other whales? Absolutely. Livyatan is designed to actually take on some whales, other whales. That's what it's meant. That's what its design is for, especially those teeth. Those teeth are designed to grab and hang on. That's what they're designed for. All right, Nicholas, your question. Speaking of pterosaurs, have you seen these two National Geographic documentaries about pterosaurs, like Sky Monsters from 2006 and Flying Monsters with David Attenborough from 2010? And what do you think of them? And do you plan to review them in the future? I have not seen these yet, so I would probably have to find them via streaming. So I would have to find them. And I probably might do a review of them at some point, because I think pterosaurs do deserve like a little bit more attention in terms of like where they kind of came, where they are in terms of the timeline of Earth's history. So they're in the same timeline as dinosaurs. So I would probably, or time frame of dinosaurs. So I would probably say that they deserve a little bit more attention. Because it's not just Pteranodon and Quetzalcoatlus that were just out there. We need more information about, like, say, the smaller pterosaurs or the weird-looking pterosaurs. Because there's pterosaurs that are weird-looking out there in the fossil record. So yeah, I mean, I think there should be a little bit. I'll definitely review them when I get that chance. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it'll probably happen at some point. And so. Probably wait until later this year for me to do a review of those. So stay tuned for that. All right, Alex. Do you think that Ceratosaurus used the osteoderms as a protection defense from attacks that came from the larger predators like Allosaurus and Torvosaurus that lived at the same formation as Ceratosaurus? This is a good question. So the osteoderms, so these are like bony scutes that are like on skin. So like say crocodilians have osteoderms. They have osteoderms, and so like would Ceratosaurus's osteoderms be used for protection? For itself against larger predators like Torvosaurus and Allosaurus? Well, I'd probably say yes and no on that because remember, spacing of the osteoderms is going to be important because the spacing of the osteoderms would be meaning is that there's going to be vulnerabilities in between those osteoderms, and so I would probably say that yes, it can, but I think those are more like display structures than anything else, like the blade-like horns on the nasal and even above the eyes. And so I'd probably say that those are a little bit more for say display purposes first, then defense. So I'd probably say because if a Torvosaurus or an Allosaurus try to attack the back of a Ceratosaurus, it's not the thing is that's the worst spot to attack is that because it's got those osteoderms and they can break their teeth for doing that. But the most vulnerable spot of a Ceratosaurus is pretty much on the underside of the neck. And so that's probably where Torvosaurus and Allosaurus would have to attack a Ceratosaurus. But more likely these dinosaurs avoided each other most of the time. They had their niches in their environment. And so yeah, I think it's a yes and no for defense purposes for osteoderms on Ceratosaurus. All right, Benjamin, your questions. Is Gastonia the most spiky of all the nodosaurs? Well, we don't call this paleontologists don't say nodosaurs anymore. We call it polycanthids now. And so polycanthids amongst Gastonia. So Gastonia, in terms of being spiky, yes, it's one of them. I think Polycanthus deserves to be on there. I think Sauropelta deserves to be on there. But any one of them of the polycanthids could probably be up there in terms of being spikiest. I don't know if it's the most spikiest, but it's definitely one of them. Can Ceratosaurus take down Camptosaurus? Yes, it can. Because remember, Ceratosaurus, for its body size, is going to be a medium-sized predator. And a medium-sized predator is going to have a niche in its environment. So it's not going to go after the really large sauropods. Now, I think Ceratosaurus would scavenge off of a sauropod. I think Camarasaurus juveniles would probably be in the menu for Ceratosaurus. But Camptosaurus, absolutely. I think Camptosaurus is going to be a prey source for Ceratosaurus. I think Camptosaurus is going to be a prey source for Ceratosaurus. Even though the Allosaurus probably more likely fed on Camptosaurus a little bit more often than say Ceratosaurus did, but we need a lot more predatory evidence about this because remember, Ceratosaurus's teeth are not designed to cut through bone or even make enough scrapes on the bone, and so it's going to be very difficult to determine what kind of predatory dinosaur that has made very minute scratch marks on bones, but it would probably be Ceratosaurus. But even though Allosaurus and Torvosaurus have much stronger teeth, but even though Allosaurus has the stronger teeth amongst all the predatory dinosaurs of the Morrison Formation. Did Puertasaurus and Dreadnoughtus live together? I looked this up, and yes, they did. They are in the same rock formation in Argentina, and so they do belong. They are found in the same rock formation. But remember, time frame is going to be the key here because remember, it's a range that they're actually determining these fossils, and so I'd probably say that it probably might be it seems like that Dreadnoughtus was probably came first and then Puertasaurus. But even though Puertasaurus and Dreadnoughtus are different in size, Puertasaurus is a bit smaller, and of course Dreadnoughtus is larger. And so I'll probably say, yeah, they did, and pretty much, yeah, they did live together. And then who would win, Appalachiosaurus or Concavenator? So these two dinosaurs never met each other. They're from different continents and also different time frames. But they are from the Cretaceous, though. They are from the Cretaceous. So Concavenator, a predatory dinosaur, a kind of like a early Carcharodontosaurid from Spain. And then you got an Appalachiosaurus, which is an early Tyrannosaur from the eastern part of the United States. And so they're kind of close to size, but I think Concavenator is a bit larger. But who would win in this one? I would probably say Concavenator because of the fact that it's a little bit larger. And even though the Appalachiosaurus is going to be more agile and faster than Concavenator, but I think it's going to be close. Even though the Appalachiosaurus might have the stronger bite force, I would probably say that Concavenator probably takes this one. Very slim, though. Very slim margin. I'd probably say 52% Concavenator, 48% Appalachiosaurus. But that's just my opinion. But everybody has an opinion on the verse, on like the versus category. But anyway, that's all the questions I got for you today. But if you got any questions, next week would be a special episode. And so I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about. So stay tuned for that. So sometime this weekend, I'll announce what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about for the special episode. So stay tuned for that. But you can still send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com. Or just go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you should put your questions in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messenger is for private conversations. So please put your questions in the comment section on any Facebook post in the Facebook page. So please do that. And also for YouTubers out there, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet. So please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And also hit the like button because that's how the YouTube algorithm works now. The more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to anybody that's interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. And so feel free to do that. And also share the video, share the channel to anybody that's interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life. Feel free to do so. And also hit that notification bell so that way you can get notified of every video that comes out weekly. So that way you can get notifications for videos that come out every single week. And also for YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all. Your questions do mean a lot. All of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome. You're giving me some great questions for the Q&A episodes. It means a lot. And also make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at down.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads. It's the same thing. At down.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also take care of people around you. If you're younger people out there, to make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and guardians. It's the best motivation you could have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job. Good job in the future. And so, like I said before in the previous episode, I have my next library event at the Marathon County Public Library in Wausau, Wisconsin on March 23rd, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. And they'll be showing my collection again, and there'll be some new things in this collection too. So it's not just going to be the same old stuff all the time. So it's going to be some new stuff be added to the collection. And so hopefully you guys can make it to Wausau, Wisconsin on March 23rd at the Marathon County Public Library, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully you guys can make it. And that'll be great to see many of you to check out the collection, and I can teach you about all the stuff that is in geology and paleontology, because that's what I love to do. I love teaching people about prehistoric life and even some bits of geology as well. So that's what I like to do, and I know you probably enjoy me educating you in video form like this as well. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.